Hey, it's me, Raika. Today we're going to have a look at the brand new Mauler hero Crassio, the Vagabond Blade. Now, this hero wears leather-based gear, is part of the Ranger class, and his primary role is to do a significant amount of burst damage to one specific enemy target. Now, this hero's kit is similar to heroes such as Yorin, Drez, and Awakened Thane, where he'll dash into the enemy lines and start dealing a massive amount of damage to one target. So let's have a look at his abilities. His ultimate skill, Oathsworn Guardian, which is a passive. At the start of battle, Crassio will begin protecting the hero positioned below him. When he uses his ultimate, which is an active, if the protected hero is alive and there are enemies around him, Crassio damages all enemies near him, then teleports to the protected hero and damages all enemies near them as well. Otherwise, Crassio will only slash at the enemies near himself, damaging them twice. Now this skill deals 320% damage for his own attack rating. Now the level 2 increases the healing and shields received by Crassio's protected hero by 50%. And the level 3, if the skill damages Crassio's quarry or the enemy that is hitting your protected target that Crassio protects, it reduces their defense and attack rating by a specific amount of 35% attack rating reduction and 25% defense reduction as well for 6 seconds. So this is a pretty significant debuff, especially when you're fighting a boss-like hero. So let's have a look at his next ability, Dagger Dash. Crassio targets the enemy hero that has dealt the most damage to his protected hero, marking them as his quarry. If Crassio's quarry is near him, he slashes at all nearby enemies, damaging them twice. If his quarry is far away, he throws a dagger at them, damaging enemies near them. He then teleports to catch the dagger and damages all nearby enemies once again. Now, this skill deals 250% attack rating damage of Crassio's attack rating. Now, his level 2 increases the damage of this ability. The level 3, the skill deals additional damage to Crassio's quarry based on their max health, and this can be equal to 10% of Quarry's max health or up to 600% of Crassio's attack rating. And the level 4, the skill destroys the shield of Crassio's quarry. So this is a pretty significant debuff that he can essentially remove the enemy shields so you can deal more damage to the enemy hero. So let's have a look at his next ability, Lethal Deflection. Whenever Crassio or his protected hero take massive damage, so this is a total of 20%, Crassio reduces the damage, then damages the attacker and all enemies near them. This effect can trigger 3 times. The active damages all enemies in front of Crassio and then resets the passive effects remaining triggers. So that is the lethal deflection. And level 2 increases the skill damage. The level 3, the triggering damage is further reduced. So this is reduced by 60% damage reduction. And the level 4, the skill's passive effect can now trigger 7 times. So this is the 30 Engravings. So this is the damage reduction that he can essentially give to your protected target. Now his next ability, Repelling Smash. Whenever Crassio's protected hero is attacked at close range, Crassio teleports to the hero, damages and knocks back the enemies near them. He then grants the protected hero a shield. Using this skill, instantly resets the cooldown of Dagger Dash. So this is his teleport ability. Then level 2, enemies hit by this skill deal reduced damage. So this is reduced by 30% less damage for 5 seconds. If the attacker breaks the shield granted by the skill, they will be stunned. And the 60 Engravings or the level 4 upgrade, Crassio will use this skill on the enemy formation at the start of battle. So let's have a look at his signature item, Mark of Vengeance. When you unlock the signature item, every 10 times Crassio deals damage to his quarry, his crit rating and tenacity are increased. This is increased by 5 points each respectively, and this can stack up 3 times. The level 10 unlock increases the crit rating and tenacity, so this can be increased by 10 times respectively for each one and can stack 3 times. So it's a total of 30 crit rating increase and 30 tenacity point increase. Now the level 20, if Crassio kills the quarry, the cooldown of Dagger Dash will be reset and his crit damage amplification will be increased. The level 30 unlock, whenever Crassio deals damage to his quarry with his skills or normal attacks, he deals additional burst damage to them for 160% of his attack rating. The damage from this effect cannot trigger this effect. This effect can trigger up to 20 times per battle. So as we can see, he does a significant amount of single target damage. So let's have a look at his furniture over here. So when you unlock the Comrade in Arms, the 3 out of 3, as long as his protected hero is alive, so that is the hero that is directly below him, Crassio's attack rating is increased. Now this is increased by 50%. Every time the total damage taken by the protected hero reaches 10% of their max health, Crassio's attack rating bonus is reduced by 5%. If the protected hero dies, Crassio will lose this attack rating buff. So essentially, if the allied hero is immune to damage or has a significant amount of damage reduction, this can be a pretty significant buff for Crassio over here. And he's 9 out of 9. The first time Crassio's protected hero takes fatal damage, he will become immune or invulnerable for 3 seconds and consume 50% of his own health in order to heal him. He will then heal them for 40% of their max health plus the health he consumed. If the protected hero dies within 3 seconds, Crassio will recover the health he consumed. He will also gain 50% bonus to attack rating and 20 points of life leech for 6 seconds. So this is a pretty significant buff. So let's have a look at how he does in battle. So let's have a look at these enemies over here. So when he starts, he will essentially start slashing at the enemies, and there he was his dagger dash. So essentially he throws the dagger, and once he has thrown the dagger, he will immediately teleport to that specific enemy hero. So he's going to throw his dagger now. There we go. Dash to the target and one-shotted them immediately. So let's have a look at his ultimate skill. So now he's going to slash the enemy target and deal massive amounts of single target damage. So let's have a look at how he does at a much higher level deficit. So this is a 200 level deficit. So what teams will he work extremely well in? Now he'll work extremely well in teams such as any team that has burst or heroes that essentially dive the enemy lines. So if you have a hero such as Awakened Brutus over here, or you have another hero here, such as Awakened Thing, Crassio will essentially protect them, give them the necessary buffs or shields in order to survive long enough so they can become extremely effective. Now, Crassio will support this hero by essentially dashing, stunning, and essentially doing a lot of single target damage to that one specific enemy target. So let's have a look at this battle over here. So as soon as they start battle, both of them will dash towards the Pharao and immediately one-shot this specific enemy hero before they even had a chance to use any of their abilities. Now, this hero will pair extremely well with especially another damage dealer, especially on the front lines, where Crassio will essentially buff this allied hero and allow him to survive long enough in order to deal damage over here. So as we can see, they're dealing damage to this hero over here. And now they're focusing these two enemy heroes over here. Now, because he does so much single target damage, he will pair extremely well with any hero who can essentially group up enemies, or any hero who can essentially get enemies low enough so Crassio can one-shot these enemy heroes. So what is the minimum investment that I would recommend into this specific hero? Now, I would highly recommend getting his 30 out of 30 signature item. The reason why this allows him to deal significantly more damage, especially single target damage to enemy bosses. In addition, it also gives him a significant amount of survivability through the HP, defense, and attack rating buffs. In addition, he also gets a significant amount of crit. Now, in some cases, if you give him the correct relic, this will essentially give him 100% or close to 100% crit rating, which can also significantly skyrocket his crit rating. Now, I would also recommend getting his 9 out of 9 furniture, as this gives a lot of healing and additional effects such as the invulnerability that can be extremely effective, and the increase to his stats such as the 50% increase to attack rating. This will be critical, especially when trying to burst down one specific enemy hero, as this can essentially be a game changer to one-shot that enemy hero and start dealing damage to the next hero when you start fighting them as well. Now, I would not recommend getting any of his engravings as they are not that powerful on him, and they do not provide the necessary buffs in order to make him into a carry hero. His main objective will be essentially to protect and to support and provide enough damage in order to one-shot that initial hero at the beginning of battle, so that your damage dealer can start essentially snowballing and one-shot all the enemies by themselves.